Hi, I'm Andy Edmonds, Chief Experience Officer here at stompernet. My job is to increase the user engagement web surfers have with a page. I do that by observing and recording all kinds of data, and in this example we're going to simulate how your eyes actually see information when they're looking at a web page. This is about how your eyes work in tandem with your brain. It's pretty mind-blowing if you think about it in terms of your life, but I'm going to focus on the practical design insights you can get from understanding this. There's a reason why you intuitively know when a site is well designed. Yet your current perception of a site design is a holistic one, while the actual experience is made up of a series of small samples by your eyes. In the coming video, you'll see a user's eye movements, the blue dot on the screen, as they work through a site. In a later part of the video, we'll show you a groundbreaking way to understand what users actually see. This approach has impressed PhD types in the eye tracking community, and this is the first explanation on video. The bottom line, if you understand how it works, you can actually construct your web page to be eye and brain friendly, with the result being higher levels of customer interaction. Meaning, you can capture more leads, make more sales, simply by understanding your traffic's web vision. Your brain is amazing. It stitches together little slices of data into your experience of vision. What we as web designers and online marketers need to concentrate on is something called your fovea. Your fovea is a small widescreen area where your eyes are aimed at, and it is the only area where you can perceive maximum level of detail. See where this is going? That widescreen area is the place where you want to deliver the most relevant messages to your visitors. And this is important because outside of that widescreen area, how your visitor sees your web page changes dramatically. Inside the fovea, a tight area of about 2 degrees of visual field, or 2 thumbnails held in front of your eyes, is the only part of your vision that's maximum resolution. Up to 5 degrees, you can perceive full color and almost full detail. That's about like looking through 2 hands balled into a fist. Beyond that, your vision is low resolution, tuned to motion and contrast, not color. Your eye is moving many times a second and stitching together the little bits of information in high resolution and lots of low resolution data. So what does that mean for website design? Compare the design of Andy Jenkins' e-commerce store, European Wall Tapestries, from 2006 to this one from 2007. The layout is now optimized to the widescreen 16:9 nature of your foveal vision. See how each of these important customer-centric messages and calls to action fit neatly into our foveal point of view. For instance, this block of text that indicates free shipping can be read without any sort of eye scanning taking place, and that's a good thing. And see how the Better Business Bureau seal is directly adjacent to the 100% money-back guarantee? The design here lets you focus in on each product or zoom out and evaluate the design of 2 tapestries. Key insight: design chunks of information in rectangles wider than tall for easiest consumption. Notice the nav bar is differentiated with high contrast headers. These provide anchors for the eye at the edge of peripheral vision. Do these kinds of ultra-sophisticated conversion increasing techniques work? In a word, absolutely. Introducing this navbar change from a list with no headers increased homepage click-throughs by 13%, as well as improving other engagement metrics. More tapestries are heading out the door than ever before. Think about your vision. You can also change your focal depth, or how your attention is focused, tight or broad, far out or nearby. The ability to change focal depth facilitates scanning, as seen in this scan of techmeme.com. Zoomed out, I can make out the content of the headlines, enough to decide whether or not they interest me. My brain causes me to zoom in only when I want to read the actual content of an article. So, if you have a site where you have to deliver lots of information to your visitors and do not want to overwhelm them with choices, this sort of headline-inspired layout, coupled with smart use of white space, works well. To recap, keep the periphery versus fovea in mind. The natural viewing space is like a widescreen TV, made up of 2 overlapping fields of each eye's vision. Use high-contrast page design elements to facilitate the use of peripheral vision as a roadmap to the page. Chunk important items together with white space or high contrast. This is the best conventional wisdom currently available. But people are weird, and their behavior actually changes as the way information on the internet is delivered to them. In general, making it easy to get the information they need will improve conversion, but you have to be creative and split test designs. These ideas can help you test the right stuff. And these are the kinds of insights we offer in stompernet. We're continuously testing designs with our eye tracker and usability lab and distributing those learnings to the Stomper community. Okay, now for a bonus. You may have heard of 7 plus or minus 2. It's the one idea of cognopsychology that's reached folklore status. In general, some research done in the 50s is referenced, but this work has long since been outdated. The work discovered an aspect of your mental auditory loop that you can only remember 7 plus or minus 2 things that are read aloud to you. The 7 plus or minus 2 is more likely a general characteristic of your sensory buffers. But it really doesn't matter unless we start to talk about this in terms of your sight. So first, let's do an exercise. In the coming sequence of stills, please say aloud the number of items on the screen. Okay, 4 and 3 items were really easy, but somewhere between 5 and 7, the time it took you to count the items started to increase. This is called subitizing. Your visual system can instantly capture a handful of references. Beyond that, you have to spend valuable mental effort on enumerating or counting the items. The wisdom you'll find on 100,000 web pages mostly tells you to keep your menus to 7 or plus or minus 2 items. This is good, but most folks explain it poorly. Here's what it means. You need an anchor point to be viewable within about 5 items above or below the currently focused item in order for your visitor not to get lost in the choices. That's why it's always a good idea to chunk the navigation choices that you give to your visitors. Don't make them have to absorb more than around 7 choices when it's time for them to take action on your page. Thanks for your attention. This was Andy Edmonds, stompernet faculty, on what you need to know about vision for web page design.